Welcome to Shreveport Connection with Tommy. This video is on your Clash of Champions result. Live from the TD Garden in Boston, Massachusetts, as Renee Young welcomes us to the pre-show. She's joined in by Sam Roberts and David Otunga. They go over tonight's card as fans make their way into the arena. Backstage, go to Kayla Braxton in the social media lounge. She is joined in by New Day. Later, as fans can submit their questions with hashtag Ask a New Day, hashtag on Twitter. We go back to the panel, and Renee leads us to a video of tonight's WWE title match. Dasha Fuentes is backstage with AJ Styles, asking him if he's concerned with the Singh brothers. AJ knew that they will never turn their backs on Jinder Mahal, just like he wishes he didn't do, because that's when he got attacked. AJ said that he will defy the odds and he will be ready for anything. He's got to be better than good, better than great. He's got to be phenomenal. AJ walked off as we go back to the panel to discuss the match. Sam and Otunga both pick AJ to retain. We go to a commercial break on a pre-show. We see events leading to tonight's U.S. title match, triple threat match. Sam believes that Bobby Roode will win, while Otunga goes with Baron Corbin to retain. We see events leading to tonight's Breezango versus Bludgeon Brothers match. They both picked Bludgeon Brothers to get the win. Renee hypes tonight's Lumberjack match and sends us backstage to Dasha with Naomi. She says SmackDown isn't for the taking, and she's here to make sure of that. She sends a warning of the Riot Squad to stay away from her tonight, or they will feel the glow. Carmella, Lana, and Tamina Snuka appear. Carmella tells Dasha to leave. Lana says they don't see eye to eye, but they have a common enemy in the Riot Squad. Tamina tells her things will be alright if she doesn't cross them. Ruby Riott, Sarah Logan, and Liv Morgan appear next. They all start arguing as the referees try to break them up. We go another commercial break. We get a video package of the SmackDown Women's title match and come back to champion Charlotte Flair on the panel. She's soon interrupted by Natalya, who talks trash about getting her title back tonight. We see New Day getting up with Kayla Braxton as we go to another break. Back from the break, Kayla is in the social media lounge with the New Day. They tease pancake mix coming to WWE shop soon. Big E also talks about making his WWE debut 5 years ago on the December 17th, 2012 Raw. They go on with typical New Day shenanigans before Kayla wishes them good luck in tonight's Fatal 4-Way for the tag team titles. Panel then discusses the Fatal 4-Way now. Otunga and Renee believe the Usos will retain, but Sam goes with Rusev Day taking the titles. Renee leads us to a video package of tonight's Battle of the Hype Brothers, which is your pre-show match. Mojo versus Zach. We go to the ring. Tom Fellis welcomes us to the show. He's joined in by Corey Graves and Byron Saxon. Mojo is out first to a new theme song. Zack Ryder was out next to face his former tag team partner with what may be a remixed theme song. Ryder stares Mojo down as he walks to the ring. The bell rings and Ryder unloads with a drop kick. Ryder keeps the fight going, causing them both to tumble over the top to the floor. Ryder fights, but Mojo turns around at ringside and rams Ryder into the LED board on the side of the ring. Ryder then turns it back around as rolls Mojo back in the ring. Ryder sidesteps and fights his way in, but Mojo catches him with a spine buster. Some fans boo as Mojo stares down at Ryder. Mojo keeps control and rocks Ryder in the corner now. Mojo with a splash and a 2 count. Mojo keeps Ryder down with a headlock. Ryder then causes Mojo to run into his knees in the corner, but Mojo knocks him off the top. Ryder lands hard on the floor. Mojo follows and runs around the ring, knocking Ryder into the barrier. Mojo then talks trash to Ryder while he's down. We go to a commercial break. Back for the break, Mojo has Ryder down in the ring. They get up and keep it going. Ryder looks to make a comeback, but Mojo shuts him down. Ryder finally gets some offense in and hits the forearm in the corner. Ryder beats Mojo down in the corner and nails the broski boot. Ryder with another broski boot on the ropes. Mojo kicks out at 2. Mojo easily turns around and nails a huge running right hand to the face to drop Ryder for the pinfall. After the match, Mojo stood tall as his music hits. Mojo gets down to Ryder's face and talks some trash. We go to replays. We go back to the panel for another rundown of tonight's matches. We get a promo for the mixed match challenge next. We also get a video package for tonight's big tag team match with special referees. We see Dolph Ziggler, Bobby Roode, and U.S. champion Baron Corbin walking backstage as Renee wraps the pre-show. By the way, this mixed challenge, MMC, has something to do with a non-competitor, which I'll tell you on the Monday Night Raw video more about it, who it will be, and possible spoiler for that winner. 2017 Clash of Champions pay-per-view opens up with a video package. We're live from the TD Garden, and Boston as Tom Phillips welcomes us to the show. He's joined in by Corey Graves and Byron Saxton, just like in the pre-show. Triple threat for the U.S. title starts off the event. Bobby Roode versus Dolph Ziggler versus champion Baron Corbin. We go to the ring. Out comes Bobby Roode as Greg Hamilton does the ring introductions. Dolph Ziggler's music hits, but it's quickly stopped. Ziggler walks in the ring with no music. The bell rings and it looks like Roode may be outnumbered. Roode and Ziggler quickly team up and take Corbin to the corner, unloading with stomps and kicks. They all end up on the floor. Corbin gets clotheslined over the top into the crowd by Roode and Ziggler. Roode and Ziggler then go at it. They bring it back in the ring. Ziggler blocks the glorious DDT. Ziggler with a close 2 count. Roode comes back, hits a Russian leg sweep for a 2 count. Ziggler knocks Roode out of the ring. Baron ends up taking Ziggler out and going back into the ring to work over on Roode. Corbin then beats Roode around and talks some trash while he's down as the fans are booing him. Corbin whips Roode hard into the corner and he goes down. Corbin then stares at Roode as he takes his time. Corbin slows things down and keeps working Roode over. Corbin goes back to the floor and rams Ziggler back into the barrier. Corbin then returns to the ring, but Roode hits him. Roode tries to make a comeback with chops, but Corbin catches him in a side slam for a 2 count. As Ziggler breaks it up, Corbin ends up flooring Ziggler and he gets offense in. Roode goes to work on Corbin and unloads. Roode with a big clothesline in the corner. Corbin runs into Roode's boots in the corner. Roode with a blockbuster but Corbin gets out of 2. Corbin escapes to the floor. Ziggler runs in and tries for a zigzag from behind on Roode. But Roode keeps control of the match. Roode and Ziggler then go at it. Roode comes off the top, but Ziggler avoids him. More back and forth until Ziggler hits a famouser for a close 2 count. Corbin comes back with some offense on both opponents, but Ziggler cuts him off. Roode takes Ziggler out, but Corbin hits a deep 6 on Roode for a close 2 count. Fans try to rally for Roode. Corbin takes Roode to the top and climbs up for a superplex. Roode fights back. Roode knocks Corbin to the mat. Ziggler runs up and nails Roode. Ziggler fights off Roode and goes for a superplex, but Corbin comes over and you get the Tower of Doom powerbomb. Corbin is slow to cover Ziggler, who kicks out at 2. Corbin with a 2 count on Roode next. More back and forth. Ziggler sends Corbin hard into the ring post. Corbin falls out to the floor, cranks up the band, HBK style. Roode sidesteps and nails the spine buster on Ziggler. Roode calls for a glorious DDT as the crowd gets behind him. Ziggler blocks it, nails the big DDT, and but Roode kicks out at 2. Roode ends up sending Corbin back over the top to the floor. Roode then catches Ziggler's super kick. Roode catapults Ziggler into the corner. Monkey flip. Roode hits the glorious DDT on Ziggler. And Corbin runs in, but Roode sends him back to the floor. Rude covers Ziggler, but Corbin pulls Rude out of the ring as his foot was close enough and breaks up the pinfall. Corbin nails Rude with a chokeslam. Backbreaker combo on the floor. Corbin then rolls Rude back into the ring as the fan chants, "This is awesome now." Corbin nails the end of days on Rude, but Ziggler turns that into a zigzag, and Ziggler covers and is your new United States champion. After the match, Ziggler stands tall with the title as his music hits. As we go to replays. And my suspicion is they gave him the title because he was threatening to leave WWE when his contract expires in about a month or two. Maybe February. We'll see if he signs another contract. After the match, we get a backstage segment with tension between Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan going into tonight's match where they will be special referees. Josh is backstage with Baron Corbin, who was furious about his loss. He rants on how Ziggler didn't even belong in the match. Says it's not fair. Corbin promises to get his title back. Fatal 4-way for the SmackDown Tag Team titles. Rusev and Aiden English versus the New Day versus Shelton Benjamin and Chad Gable versus the Usos. This match was exciting. And you had a couple of false finishes in it. We go over to the ring. Out first comes Aiden English for a special introduction for he and his partner, Rusev. Fan chant Rusev Day as English continues singing. Music interrupts and out comes the team of Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin. New Day were out next, followed by SmackDown Tag Team Champions, the Usos. Champs have their own version of 12 Days of Christmas in response to English's song. They welcome everyone to the Uso Penitentiary. And it was 12 Days of Rusev. And Rusev was, as he's got the face of the crowd chanting his name, and he's acting more like Tong Po from that movie with Van Damme or Batista, whichever you want to call it. Well, English, Gable, and Jimmy Uso and Kofi Kingston start things off with chaos. They all stop and stare before tagging in their partners. All 8 superstars go at it. Big E launches Kofi out of the ring, taking out Gable and Rusev. Jey Uso ends up taking Big E and English down on the floor from the ring. Shelton launches Jimmy Uso off from the top to the mat for a 2 count. Big E and Kofi work over Shelton in the corner. Now, while Xavier Woods talks trash at ringside, as he's not even in the match, he's just on his trombone, trumpet, whatever it's called. Shelton gets a unicorn stampede. Kofi takes Rusev down with a drop kick. Kofi and Big E take out Shelton. Uso and then Rusev in the corners, but Rusev floors Kofi with a super kick. Rusev sends Big E into the ring post. Rusev takes out the Usos and covers Jimmy for a 2 count. Fans are chanting for Rusev Day. Rusev with a 2 count on Kofi. Benjamin and Gable double team Kofi. Gable with a 2 count as English stomps on Jimmy. English and Rusev double team Uso. Gable and Kofi grounded while English sings and keeps Uso grounded. Shelton comes back in and takes over on Kofi. Kofi with a suplex. Rusev tags in as Shelton covers Kofi for a 2 count. Rusev goes to work on Uso. Rusev and English double team Jimmy. English gets a 2 count. Shelton drops Kofi on his back. English with a suplex on Uso. English with a 2 count on Jimmy as English and Shelton try showing each other up. Rusev tags back in as Gable hits a suplex on Kofi. Rusev breaks the 2 count. Rusev then sends Uso to the floor as Kofi gets double teamed by Benjamin and Gable. Gable and Benjamin floor Kofi and then take a shot at Big E. Kofi floors Gable as he turns around. Shelton stops Big E from tagging, but by bringing him off the apron. Gable drops Kofi with a kick for a close 2 count as English breaks it up. English and Gable have words. They shove each other. English blocks a kick from Uso, but it drops Gable. Kofi will stop to take English down. Jay and Big E tag in at the same time and unload on the others. Big E with a belly-to-belly suplex on Gable. Jay with a Samoan drop on English. Jay and Big E continued running wild for a double pin. The one referee counts. Jay and Big E have words as they face off. Big E strikes first as they go at it. Uso takes Kofi, Rusev and English out. Gable and Benjamin run in, but the Usos take them down too. They catch super kicks that send the Usos to the mat. Gable with a clover leaf on Jay as Shelton stands guard. Kofi springboards in, but Shelton powerbombs him from midair. English brings Shelton to the floor and plants him face first into the floor. English ends up taking Gable out in the ring for a close 2 count. Rusev tags in as the fans cheer. Rusev stomps on Gable's back and applies accolades as the fans pop. Big E comes in and breaks up the submission hold. Big E goes for the big ending on Rusev. Kofi goes to the top for a double team, but English knocks him off. Rusev with a 2 count on Big E. Rusev floors Big E with a big kick for a close 2 count. Rusev stomps on Big E and applies the accolade on him. Big E starts to power up with Rusev on his back, but Rusev powers him back down and tightens the hold. Gable comes in and nails a suplex on Rusev. English runs in and misses at Gable. Gable drops English on his head. Gable and Big E go at it. Gable drops Big E on his head and yells out to the crowd. Jimmy runs in, but Gable rolls him up. Thought it was a 3 count myself, but Jay comes in and hits a super kick. As the Usos hit the big splash on Gable and cover for the pinfall to retain the titles. After match, Usos to the titles. We go to replays. Usos celebrate with the titles. We get a video package for the next match. Lumberjack match for the SmackDown Women's title. Natalya versus Charlotte Flair. We go to the ring and the Lumberjills are all out. First, as Naomi makes her way out, Carmella was out next, followed by Tamina, Snuka, and Lana. Riot Squad's Ruby Riott, Liv Morgan, and Sarah Logan are all out as well. And followed by Natalya, who's all on their side. SmackDown Women's Champion Charlotte Flair was out last. We get formal ring introduction from Greg Hamilton for the bell. Before the bell, they lock up and trade holds. Natalya with an elbow to the face and a takedown for some showing off. Natalya runs, but Flair drops her. Then Flair kicks Natalya out of the ring. Naomi kicks Natalya and rolls her back in. Natalya sends Flair right back out. Carmella, Lana, and Tamina work Flair over before seeing her back in. The Riot Squad also get involved. Natalya grabs Flair, talks some trash before going back to work on her. Flair kicks Natalya a few times and hits a neck breaker. Flair with a big boot and a 2 count. Natalya counters and sends Flair's face into the turnbuckle. Natalya with some showing off to some boos. Natalya sends Flair back out and the Riot Squad gets her this time. Natalya sends Flair back out as almost all the Lumberjills get a hand on her. Natalya continues to use the Lumberjills. They roll Flair back in. Natalya with more offense and trash talking. Natalya keeps Flair grounded, as the announcers are still all saying Lumberjacks, but they're females. Lumberjacks are men. Get it right. Flair fights up to her feet, but Natalya sends her back down. Natalya with the running step on Flair's neck, and then a drop kick. Natalya keeps control with more offense as the Riot Squad looks on. Natalya ends up on the floor, but she makes it back in before the Lumberjills can get her. It looks like Carmella may have given her a pass. Natalya runs back in, but Flair unloads with chops. Flair drops Natalya with a kick. Flair shows off for a pop. Flair drops Natalya over her knee and launches her face first into the turnbuckle. Flair goes up top, but it backfires as Natalya brings her back to the mat on her head. Flair counters the sharpshooter and rolls Natalya up for a 2 count. Flair drops Natalya with a boot. Natalya blocks the figure 4 and kicks Flair to the floor. Riot Squad attacks her. The Lumberjills join in and a brawl breaks out. Naomi takes everyone down. Flair brings Natalya back into the ring. Riot grabs Flair's boot to distract her, allowing Natalya to capitalize. Tamina nails a big kick and Natalya drags Flair over for the sharpshooter in the middle of the ring. Natalya tightens the hold as Flair tries to get to the bottom rope. Riot Squad yells at Flair to tap. Flair finally gets to the rope, but Tamina, Carmella, and Lana pull her out of the ring for a beatdown. The others join in as another brawl breaks out at ringside. Carmella grabs her Money in the Bank briefcase and tries to cash in, but Ruby decks her. The Lumberjills all fight in the ring and back out. Natalya and Naomi brawl as Lana and Liv go at it. Flair goes up to the top and hits a big moonsault to the floor, taking about half dozen superstars. Natalya is first one up. She sends Flair face first at the ring post. Natalya with more shots to Flair while she's down on the floor. Natalya rolls Flair back into the ring and then goes for the sharpshooter in the middle of the ring, but Flair kicks her to the mat. Flair goes right into the figure eight for the tap out victory. After the match, Flair takes her title and goes to ringside to pose with the fans in front row. We go to replays. Kayla Braxton interviews Natalya in the ring after the match, asking what went wrong. Natalya says that she did nothing wrong. Tonight, Flair did what she did best. Use her family's name to cut corners. Natalya starts crying as fans boo. Sounds like a retirement speech. Natalya says she was given the WWE Universe some of the best matches that women in WWE have ever seen, and she's carried the entire division for 10 years. But all of you, and you, have treated her with nothing but respect. Natalya says if WWE wants to turn her back on her, the WWE Universe wants to turn its back on her, the women want to turn their backs on her, well, now she's turning her back on all of us. Natalya drops the mic and leaves the ring, still crying. We go to a break. Back from the break, as Dasha is backstage with the Singh brothers. They mock AJ Styles and talk about how they embarrassed him on SmackDown. They are so confident that the modern-day Maharaja will be two-time WWE champion tonight, and Jinder Mahal himself is so confident that he won't need them at ringside tonight. But Dasha did ask them a question, will they be at ringside? They said, well, you just have to wait and see. Of course they're going to be at ringside. Are you stupid? Are you stupid, bro? We got to the ring, and out first comes your tag team match of Breezango versus the Bludgeon Brothers. Title briefs with Fandango, and more of the international announce team announces in the arena. Rowan and Harper were out next, as they are only using their last names. The bell rings and Harper drops Breeze. They then scares Fandango off the apron. Rowan tags in next and also scares Fandango at ringside. Breeze stuns Rowan with a kick. Fandango tags in as Breezango works together on Rowan. Rowan quickly catches him and stops running into the post while Harper floors Breeze on the floor. Harper manhandles Fandango, allowing Rowan to club Fandango from behind. The referee warns them to bring it back in the ring. Rowan brings Fandango in. Rowan goes back to ringside to double team Breeze, slamming him face first into the apron. Harper and Rowan return to the ring to quickly put Fandango down with a double team powerbomb. They nail double team crucifix bomb to the mat on Fandango, and Rowan covers for the easy win. I think the match only took like 5 minutes. After the match, Rowan and Harper stood tall as we go to replay. They take the mic and say, the future holds more bludgeoning, more pain, more fear. The end of the beginning of the end. They hit each other, push each other, and announce who they are before dropping the mics and standing tall as their music hits. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn backstage for an interview. Just as confident about keeping their jobs as before, Owens says that Sami and Kevin's show will not be canceled tonight, mentioning how Daniel Bryan is there to make sure things are fair. They're asked what happens if their plan doesn't work and they lose to get fired from WWE but they just ignore the question and walk off. We get a video package for the next match. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn versus Shinsuke Nakamura and Randy Orton. Then we go to the ring. Out first comes the special referee, SmackDown Commissioner Shane McMahon. And then Daniel Bryan was out next as the second special referee for this match. Nakamura was out for his team, followed by Randy Orton. As the crowd erupts for Nakamura's theme song. Not much for Orton, as Orton sporting a new cowlick type of hairdo. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens were out next. Per the stipulations, Owens and Zayn will be fired from all WWE if they lose this match. So, you already know that they ain't going to lose this match. They're all ready for some confusion between Bryan and Shane as the bell rings. Sami talks trash to Orton as they start things off. They lock up and Orton takes it to the corner. They break and lock up again. Orton takes Sami down with a headlock. They ole, 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 ole. Charge up for the crowd. Orton drops Sami with a shoulder and then goes for a cover. Bryan and Shane count the pin at the same time, both for a 2 count simultaneously, but it appears that they weren't counting at the same pace. Owens calls them out. Sami takes Orton to the corner and works him over. Shane gets in between them and warns Sami. Orton with a kick out of the corner. Orton drops Sami and takes control. Nakamura tags into a huge pop from the crowd. WWE Network feed cuts out, but comes back to fans' dueling chants as Sami and Nakamura trade holds. Sami gets to the rope and breaks the hold as Bryan does the count. Owen tags in and unloads on Nakamura in the corner. Shane warns him. Bryan gets in between as Owens argues with Shane. Nakamura goes for a shot, but Owens capitalizes and takes him to the corner. Nakamura turns it around in the corner and works Owens over. Nakamura takes Owens down and drops a knee for a pin attempt. Shane and Bryan went for the pin at the same time again. They have a few words. Orton tags in and works Owens over, taking him back to the corner. Orton blocks the counter and clotheslines Owens for a pin attempt. Shane and Bryan both try to count the pin again, but they have words. Both agree to take one side of the ring. Orton drops Sami, but Owens super kicks Orton to the mat. Owens with a 2 count on Orton as Bryan counts. Owens yells for him to do his dang job. Sami comes back in and keeps control of Orton in the corner, as he's talking about faster count. Sami with chops and trash talking. Orton with a big uppercut out of the corner, dropping Sami. Owens tags back in and goes right to the work on Orton with offense. Owens unloads in the corner and has words with both referees. Sami tags back in and keeps up the attack on Orton. Orton gets a yep chant going as Sami keeps Orton grounded. Orton slams Sami over the top rope and he goes down. Owens tags in, stops Orton from tagging in, knocking Nakamura on the apron. Owens with a senton to Orton for a 2 count as Shane makes the count. Owens wants Bryan to count. Owens keeps Orton down with a headlock. Orton fights free and rocks Owens. Owens fights back. Sami tags back in and keeps up the attack. Orton tries to fight to his corner for a tag, but Sami stops him. Orton with a back suplex to drop Sami. Owens and Nakamura go at it. Nakamura unloads with kicks. Nakamura with knees now and a forearm shot to Sami. Nakamura charges. Owens in the corner and unloads some more. Nakamura with a good vibrations in the corner to Owens. Nakamura places Owens over the top and delivers a high knee to the ribs. Nakamura with a 2 count. Nakamura ducks a shot from Owens and misses the kick, but comes right back with another kick to drop Owens for a 2 count. Owens ends up blocking the reverse exploder suplex. More back and forth action between the two. Nakamura ends up getting the triangle applied on Owens in the middle of the ring. Shane and Bryan check on Owens, who turns it into a pin. Bryan and Shane argue about the pin. There's one, he's in a submission, and the other one is trying to pin him. They count the pinfall. Owens drops Nakamura with a super kick for a 2 count. And Shane is yelling at Bryan. He's in a pin. He's in a submission. Sami tags in and knocks Orton off the apron. Sammy goes for a haluva kick on Nakamura, but Nakamura kicks him instead. Sammy comes right back with a blue thunder bomb on Nakamura for a close 2 count himself. Owens then tags in and double team Nakamura. Owens covers for a 2 count, but Orton breaks pin. Orton beats up on Owens, but Sammy runs in and stops him. Sammy sends Orton out to the floor. It's fan chant for Nakamura. Owens goes for another senton, but Nakamura gets his knees up. Orton and Sammy tag in at the same time. Orton unloads with clotheslines. Sammy avoids the power slam. Orton comes right back with a big overhead toss. Sammy drops Orton over the top rope. As Orton tries to bring him in from the apron, Sammy goes to the top, but Orton crotches him by taking his legs out. Bryan warns Orton that wasn't legal. Orton climbs up for a superplex, but Sammy fights him off. Orton hits a big superplex. Owens pulls Orton to the floor and sends him into the steel ring steps. Nakamura runs over and unloads on Owens at ringside. Nakamura sends Owens into the barrier. Nakamura with kicks against the barrier. Sammy makes a save. Bryan and Shane try to restore things at ringside, telling the legal men to return to the ring. Sammy and Owens double team Nakamura on the floor. Sammy and Owens take apart the announce table, and the referees are letting it go. Sammy and Owens clear 2 announce table and bring Nakamura on top of one. Nakamura is laid flat on his back. Owens jumps from one announce table to the other with a frog splash, putting Nakamura through the table with that frog splash. Fan chat, holy crap. Holy beep. Shane checks on Nakamura as we go to replays. Sammy returns to the ring, but Orton catches him with a power slam. Shane and Bryan are both back in the ring. Orton with a second rope draping DDT on Sammy. Orton drops down and readies for the RKO. Shane looks excited. Orton does the RKO on Sammy in the middle of the ring. Shane goes for the pin, but Owens comes in and pushes Bryan back into Shane. Shane's not happy, and Shane and Bryan are arguing. Orton gets up staring at Bryan as Shane and Bryan are still arguing. Owens comes from behind, but Orton drops him with an RKO. Sammy rolls Bryan up for a close 2 count. They trade roll-ups and pin attempts. Shane screws Sammy and gets on Bryan's side of the ring to stop a countless fans boo. Bryan and Shane argue in each other's faces. They get a little physical with each other. Fans pop. Orton grabs Sammy from behind for the RKO, but Sammy rolls Orton up. Bryan counts a pinfall real fast. Shane tries to stop it, but doesn't make the attempt. And that ends the match as Sammy and the KO show stay on SmackDown. And in WWE. After the match, Owens and Sammy celebrate on the ramp as we go to replays. We come back to what looks like the crowd chanting, "Yep," for Owens and Sammy. Bryan looks on from the bottom of the ramp while Owens and Sammy celebrate. Shane is in the ring with Orton and Nakamura as Bryan actually raises both of their hands. Owens and then Sammy taunt Shane as he looks on from the ring. Video package for your main event. WWE title match, Jinder Mahal versus AJ Styles. We're going to the ring. Out first comes Jinder with his shadows, the Singh brothers. We got AJ Styles out. Formal ring introduction from Greg Hamilton. Bell rings and the chants chant for AJ. They lock up and Jinder takes AJ to the corner. AJ tries to fight back, but Jinder ends up overpowering him and showing off some. Fans do dueling chants now. Jinder looks to try for a test of strength, but AJ ends up taking his leg out, sending him to the floor for a breather. AJ follows and keeps focusing on Jinder's leg. AJ works Jinder over and brings it back into the ring. AJ with more offense, focusing on the legs. AJ drops down, puts a lock on the leg, but Jinder makes it to the bottom rope to break up that. AJ goes at Jinder, but Jinder nails him in the throat. Jinder catches AJ off the ropes and then drops him hard over the top rope. AJ falls out to the floor in front of the Singh brothers. The referee counts as we get a replay. Jinder follows and keeps up the attack on AJ. Jinder launches AJ back into the barrier. Jinder then rolls AJ back into the ring to break the count, but brings it right back outside to keep up the attack. Jinder sends AJ into the exposed steel of the barrier, which AJ accidentally exposed earlier. AJ lands over the timekeeper's area. Jinder rolls AJ back into the ring as the referee counts. Jinder puts a knee to AJ's back. Jinder with a knee to the face. Jinder then stomps on AJ and delivers another running knee, sending AJ to the floor in front of Sunil Singh and Samir Singh. Jinder follows and drives AJ into the announce table. Jinder takes his time and keeps control, bringing AJ back to the ring. Fan chant for USA, but Jinder smiles at him. Jinder keeps AJ grounded with the body scissors. AJ fights out with right hands. AJ stuns Jinder, but Jinder whips him rib first into the corner. Jinder has been working on the ribs most of the match. Jinder has AJ down with an abdominal stretch now. Jinder keeps control and smiles as he takes his time with AJ. Jinder goes for a second rope and comes down, but AJ drops him in midair. Jinder rolls to the floor for a breather. Styles follows out and counters, rocking Jinder. AJ rolls Jinder back in the ring and drops Jinder with a forearm from the apron. AJ springboards up, but Jinder hits the top rope, sending AJ crashing to the mat. Hitting his ribs on the top rope on the way down, Jinder scoops AJ on his shoulders and nails a big gut buster for a close 2 count. We get a replay of what we just seen as Jinder keeps control. Jinder places AJ on the top and rocks him with a right hand. AJ is tangled up as Jinder takes advantage. Samir and Singh cheer Jinder on from ringside. Jinder climbs up for a superplex, but AJ slides down. As Jinder counters the counter, and AJ grabs AJ's neck, and AJ counters that and brings Jinder to the mat with an electric chair. They trade shots. Jinder with a nice knee. AJ with a clothesline. Comes back with a forearm. AJ with a splash on the corner. Scoops into Jinder up, but his ribs can't hold him. AJ managed to deliver a big Ushigoroshi, but can't get the pin. Styles goes for the Styles Clash, but Jinder avoids it and works AJ over. Jinder runs into Boots in the corner and ends up dropping AJ for a close 2 count. More back and forth action, with AJ nailing a suplex and a bridge for another pin attempt. AJ gets in more offense until Jinder counters and floors him with a forearm. Jinder with a muscle buster from the middle of the ring for another close 2 count. Jinder looks to put AJ away, but AJ nails a Pele kick. More back and forth. Jinder blocks the Styles Clash attempt. Jinder sends AJ back to the mat from the corner and follows up by flooring him with a big kick. AJ still kicks out at 2. Referee warns Jinder to stop grabbing AJ by his hair. Jinder looks to be going for a super coloss from the corner, but AJ jumps up and hits a Pele kick. Jinder is stunned on the top. Styles drops him to the mat. AJ looks to be out of gas as he collapses. AJ goes to the apron and springboards in for the 450. He hits it but can't make the pin as his ribs are damaged. Singh brothers try to drag Jinder out of the ring, but AJ pulls him back. AJ leaps out, takes him down on the corner. AJ hits Styles Clash on one of the brothers. AJ ends up springboarding in for the phenomenal forearm, but Jinder ducks. Jinder with a knee to the back of the head. Jinder with a colossus for a 2 count. In the middle of the ring, fan chant for AJ as Jinder can't believe it. Jinder grabs AJ and mocks him, calling for a Styles Clash. It's just like a video game, stealing his finisher. Jinder can't get the clash up. Styles drops him into the calf crusher in the middle of the ring. AJ keeps the hold locked, tightens it as the referee checks on Jinder. As Jinder crawls to the bottom rope, but AJ rolls him back in the ring as Jinder taps out. After the match, AJ stands tall with the title as the music hits. He retains as AJ holds the title as Jinder recovers at ringside on the floor. Clash champion goes off the air with AJ raising the title. And that concludes my video for this pay-per-view. Thanks again. Peace out. See you on the video. If you don't know, just comment, brothers and sisters.